Chapter 3: Controls, Devices, and Instruments. The characteristics and location of a vehicle's control may vary from one model to another. However, each control performs the same functions in a car. Objective: describe the optimal controls of a vehicle and how to use them effectively. Operating controls. Vehicle controls. Number 1, steering wheel. The steering wheel turns the front of the vehicle. Most cars will have an adjustment steering wheel position. It's usually a little lever underneath the steering wheel. Shift lever. The shift lever is used to select a gear. Sometimes it's up on by the steering wheel, sometimes it's by your side. Cruise control. The cruise control device lets you maintain your speed without keeping your foot on the accelerator. Accelerator pedal. The accelerator pedal is located to the right of the brake pedal. It's pushed down to increase your speed. Brake pedal. Push down on the brake pedal slows or stops the vehicle. Parking brake. The parking brake keeps the vehicle in place when it is in park. Clutch. Some vehicles have a clutch and or parking brake pedal. Shift indicator position. The shift indicator shows the gear's position of an automatic transmission. It may be located on the steering column, on the instrument panel, or on the console to the right of the driver. Common positions on the shift indicator are park, reverse, neutral, drive. Sometimes they have 1, 2, or an L for low gear. Park. This gear position locks the transmission. You can move the key from ignition only when the lever is in park. Reverse. This gear is used to back up. Always come to a complete stop before shifting into reverse. Neutral. This position allows the wheels to roll without engine power. If the engine stalls while you are driving, you must shift into neutral to restart the engine while the vehicle is moving. Drive. This position is moving forward. Some vehicles are equipped with overdrive. In most cars, overdrive is shown as a D with a circle or square around it. Driving in the gear saves fuel and can be used for all normal forward driving. Low gears. The numbers 1 and 2 represent low gear ratios. Some indicators have L2, L1, D2, D1, or 2 and L. You should use low gears when you are towing heavy objects or going up and down steep hills. Objective: identify communication and comfort devices found in the vehicle. Devices for safety, communication, and comfort. Locate and understand the operation of the following devices in any vehicle you drive before you put the car in motion. The control on your car may look different, but all vehicles have similar controls. Safety belt. Always wear your safety belt when the vehicle is in motion. It is your best protection against injury in collisions. Head restraint. Most vehicles have a head restraint, padded devices on the back of the seat that help reduce whiplash injury in a collision. Inside and outside rear view mirrors. The inside mirror shows the view through the rear window. The left and right outside mirrors show views to the side and the rear of the vehicle. There can be areas around the vehicle that the driver cannot see. These areas are called the mirror's blind spots. Horns. The horn is usually on the steering wheel. 2 quick taps on the horn conveys a friendly message. A prolonged blast is a warning signal to other users of the roadway. Hazard flashers. This switch may be located in the steering column or on the instrument panel. With the hazard flashers is on, both front and rear turning signal lights flash at the same time. Turn signal lever. This lever is located on the left side of the steering column. The turn signal stops flashing when your steering wheel is straightened. You may need to manually cancel the signal. If you push the turn level signal up, it means you want to go right. If you push it down, it means you want to go left. Windshield wipers and washer. One switch usually operates both the wipers and the washer to keep the windshield clean. Light switch. The light switch is usually a knob or a switch located on the left of the instrument panel or on turn signal levers. This device controls headlights, taillights, and side marker lights, as well as instrument panels, license plates, and dome lights. You can change the headlights from low beam to high beam by using the dimmer switch, usually located on the turn signal lever. Some of our newer cars will have automatic headlights. Hood release lever. This lever is usually located on the left side under the instrument panel. Pull the lever to release the hood. There may be a second release under the front of the hood. Heater, air conditioning, and defrost. Heating and air conditioning systems warm and cool the inside of the vehicle. The defrost keeps the windshields and windows free of moisture. Most vehicles have a separate switch for rear window defrost. Sun visor. Pull the sun visor down or to the side to help cut the glare from the bright sun. Always make certain the edge of the visor is not pointing towards you, which could cause injury during a crash. Seat adjuster lever. This lever is usually located at the lower front or left side of the driver's seat. In vehicles with electric seats, the controls are usually on the lower left side of the driving seat or mounted on the floor. Cruise control. Cruise control should never be used when road surfaces are wet or slippery or in heavy traffic. You have much less control if a conflict arises. Using cruise control in areas of steep grades wastes fuel and puts added stress on the engine. Objective. Identify gauges and warning lights on the instrument panels and explain their purpose. Instrument panel. The instrument panel contains gauges, warning lights, and sometimes a message center. It is the panel directly in front of the driver's seat. No matter where these gauges and lights are located, their purpose are the same. You will make sure the warning lights are working if they light when the ignition switch is turned on before starting the engine. Important vehicle gauges. Fuel gauge. Fuel gauge shows you how much gasoline is in the tank. Temperature light or gauge. This light or gauge warns you when the coolant of the engine is too hot. Oil pressure light or gauge. This warning light or gauge shows you when your oil is not circulating through the engine at proper pressure. However, it does not tell you the amount of oil in the engine. Alternator warning light or voltage meter. If this light comes on or the gauge shows discharge while the engine is running, the alternator is not generating enough electricity to run the vehicle. The alternator warning light indicates that the electricity is being used from the battery. The more electricity used, the sooner the battery will go dead. Brake warning system light. This reminds you to release the park brake before moving the vehicle. If the light comes on while you are pressing the brake, the foot brake or while you are driving, part or all of the brake system is not in working properly. Speedometer. This instrument tells you how fast you're going in both miles and kilometers per hour. Some vehicles have a digital speedometer. Tachometer. Some vehicles have a tachometer that indicates the engine revolutions per minute. Engine damage may occur if the RPMs are too high while the vehicle is being driven. This indicates a red zone on the gauge. Odometer. The odometer indicates the total number of miles a vehicle has been driven. Some vehicles have an additional trip odometer, which tells you the number of miles driven in any trip. Anti-lock brake system light. This light tells you if the anti-lock brake system is functioning properly. If the ABS light comes on while you're driving, it indicates a problem with the system. Seatbelt light. This light reminds you to fasten your seatbelt before moving the vehicle. In some vehicles, the light stays on for a few seconds after the vehicle is started, and there may also be a beeping sound. Airbag warning light. When the airbag warning light comes on or goes off, this tells you the airbags are in proper working condition. If the airbag light is not working properly, the light will stay on. Turn signal indicator. These indicators tell you the direction you are signaling to turn. High beam indicator. This indicator usually appears as a small blue light in some areas of the instrument panel when the high beams are on. Check engine light. The check engine light can either blink or remain constant, depending on the problem. A blinking light indicates a problem that needs immediate attention. However, whenever the check engine light comes on, you should have your vehicle checked by a serviceman. Message center. Many vehicles have a message center that provides drivers with important information. Typical reminders include check engine oil, washer fluid, door jar. Refer to your owner's manual for the meaning of the messages when they appear in the center. Review. Identify the 3 optional operating controls, and explain how they are used. 2. Why is it important to check your indicator lights every time you start the vehicle?